the daughter-in-law entered the house. Pride and harshness were clearly visible on her face. As soon as she stepped inside, she raised her voice and said, "Mother, lie down." The mother-in-law, already weak and tired, trembled at her voice. In her heart, she thought, what is she angry about this time? But she didn't have the courage to say anything. Slowly, she lay down on the floor. The daughter-in-law signaled with her hand. "Yes, now let's see who walks over you." First, the elder daughter came from the room. She had shoes in her hands. Looking at her mother, she smiled and walked across her grandmother, cleaning her shoes as she went. The mother-in-law felt another wound deep in her heart, but she stayed silent. Then the daughter-in-law herself stepped forward. She too cleaned her shoes and walked over her mother-in-law, as if there was not a trace of kindness left in her heart. After that, she called her younger daughter. "You too, come and walk over her." The younger daughter immediately refused. Her face showed signs of anger and sorrow. "No, mother, I will never walk over my grandmother." The mother's face changed color. She shouted, "You've started talking back? Come, elder daughter, with me." And she took the elder daughter inside with her. The younger daughter went near her grandmother. In a soft voice, she said, "Grandma, they are treating you so badly. This is pure cruelty." Hearing this, tears rolled down the grandmother's eyes. She wept and said, "Child, you too walk over me, otherwise your mother will humiliate you as well." But the younger daughter hugged her tightly and said, "No, Grandma, I will never do such a cruel thing." Just then, the mother came back. In a harsh voice, she said, "So you're sitting here talking to her? Didn't I tell you to walk over her?" The girl trembled. Out of fear, she looked at her grandmother, and with tears streaming down, she walked over her. The grandmother clutched her heart as if it was breaking from inside. The mother took her inside. In the room, the younger daughter said, "Mother, you are treating Grandma very badly." The mother immediately replied, "Don't lecture me. You are too young. You don't know anything. Stay in your limits." Hearing this, the elder daughter also said mockingly, "Mother, you don't even know how to talk properly with Grandma. Why are you doing this?" The mother's eyes blazed with anger. She shouted, "Both of you don't understand anything. Get out of here." The younger daughter quietly got up and went outside. In the courtyard, the mother-in-law was washing dishes. Water splashed onto her clothes, but she kept cleaning without a word. Just then, the daughter-in-law came. In a loud tone, she said, "Listen, if you dare tell my husband anything about me, you will regret it." The mother-in-law lowered her gaze. In her heart, she thought, if only my son could see everything with his own eyes. The daughter-in-law left. The mother-in-law put the dishes aside and started weeping. Meanwhile, the son was at his office. He was busy with files, but his heart felt restless. Suddenly, his mother video called him. Her voice was heavy and trembling. "Son, I cannot bear this anymore. Just watch quietly what your wife is doing to me." She placed the phone aside so her son could see everything. After a while, the daughter-in-law entered. In a harsh voice, she said, "Sit down and clean my feet." The mother-in-law's eyes showed helplessness. Slowly, she bent down and began cleaning her daughter-in-law's feet. At that moment, the elder daughter entered. She saw her grandmother in this state and burst into laughter. "Ha ha ha, look at Grandma, she has become a servant." The mother-in-law's heart shattered like glass. She closed her eyes and bore the pain silently. From the upstairs window, the younger daughter saw everything. Her face was filled with anger and grief. She clenched her fist tightly. She was furious at her mother and sister. The son, watching everything through the video call, had tears in his eyes, but he remained silent so that the truth could come out fully. The daughter-in-law and elder daughter laughed and went inside. A while later, the younger daughter came and hugged her grandmother. "Grandma, don't cry. Everything will be fine. I am with you." The grandmother hugged her back and whispered, "May Allah bless you, my child. You are my only hope." The younger daughter lifted her grandmother and made her sit on the sofa. The grandmother caressed her head and silently thanked God that at least one child was still loyal to her. Inside the room, the daughter-in-law was scrolling on her phone, her face filled with arrogance. The mother-in-law came to the doorway and softly said, "My dear, please cook something. Everyone is hungry." Without lifting her eyes from the screen, the daughter-in-law said mockingly, "Now you will tell me what I have to do? Go and cook it yourself." The mother-in-law's voice trembled. "I've been washing dishes and cleaning all day. Please make something to eat." The daughter-in-law angrily threw her phone aside and shouted, "Get out of my sight. I won't do anything at your command." Quietly, the mother-in-law turned and went into the kitchen. Her hands were shaking, but still she began preparing food. She placed a pot on the stove and started kneading the dough. Tears filled her eyes, but she endured silently. After some time, everyone sat at the dining table, mother, both daughters, and the daughter-in-law. Suddenly, the younger daughter spoke. "Mother, why are you treating Grandma like this? She is so kind and innocent." The mother slammed her hand on the table and said, "Be quiet. You don't know what she's like. You're too young to understand anything." The elder daughter also spoke mockingly. "Mother is right. Grandma has lost her mind. Don't take her seriously. Just ignore her." This pierced the younger daughter's heart. She said, "Sister, how can you say this? She is our grandmother, our father's mother." But no one paid attention. At that moment, the mother-in-law brought food. Tired, but with a forced smile, she placed the dishes on the table. When she tried to sit, the daughter-in-law immediately said, "Get up. There is no place for you here. Sit separately." The mother-in-law quietly stepped back and sat in the corner. Tears streamed down her cheeks. As soon as the daughter-in-law took a bite, she spat it out. She screamed, "What is this? Such awful food. Don't you even know how to cook?" The mother-in-law softly said, "I tried my best. Maybe the salt is is less. I'll fix it right now. The daughter-in-law, in rage, picked up a jug of water and threw it on her. The mother-in-law was drenched. She trembled, weeping helplessly. Seeing this, the younger daughter cried out, "Mother, aren't you ashamed? How can you throw water on a woman like your own mother?" The mother shouted back, "Enough! Keep your mouth shut or you'll be punished too." The younger daughter fell silent, her eyes filled with tears. Just then, the door opened. The husband, the mother-in-law's son, walked in. Everyone was shocked. He had come straight from the office and had seen the whole scene with his own eyes. The younger daughter ran to her father and said, "Abu, why is grandma treated like this? Why do you stay silent?" The husband looked around silently. The daughter-in-law's face turned pale. She quickly grabbed tissues and pretended to wipe the water off the mother-in-law, forcing a smile. "Oh, this was just a joke. We were all just having fun because you came." But the husband's face was stern with anger. He said, "This was no joke. I saw everything with my own eyes. What you've done to my mother is unforgivable." The daughter-in-law's hands shook. He said firmly, "This is my mother. She will never leave this house." "But you will. Leave this house right now." The daughter-in-law froze. She stammered, "How can you say this? Where will I go?" The husband's voice was firm. "That's your problem. You humiliated my mother, treated her worse than a servant, forced her to wash your feet, threw water on her, insulted her dignity. After all this, if I let you stay, it would be the biggest betrayal of my mother." The daughter-in-law burst into tears. She fell at his feet, pleading, "Give me one more chance. I promise I'll never make such mistakes again." But the husband said, "Your promises mean nothing. Your time is over." Even the elder daughter tried to intervene. "Abu, please. Mother didn't mean any harm. Grandma always complains. Mother never wished anything bad." The husband glared and said, "Silence. I saw it all. No excuses." The younger daughter immediately said, "No, Abu, mother's actions are unforgivable. Grandma has always stayed silent and patient, but the way she was treated is in front of everyone now." The husband looked at both daughters, one siding with lies, the other standing for truth. He took a deep breath and said, "The decision is made. Daughter-in-law, leave this house now." She begged one last time, but he pointed to the door. Slowly, wiping her tears, she stepped outside. The door shut behind her. Silence filled the house, like a heavy burden had finally been lifted. The mother-in-law's eyes glistened with both sorrow and relief. She blessed her son. "May Allah protect you, my son. Today you have lifted the weight of my suffering." The husband held her hands and said, "Mother, now you are the queen of this house. No one will ever mistreat you again." The younger daughter hugged her grandmother. "Grandma, now we will take good care of you." The elder daughter, standing quietly in the corner, realized her mistake. With a trembling voice, she said, "Grandma, forgive me. I was wrong." The grandmother called her close, embraced her, and said, "I forgive you, my child. May Allah forgive you too." From that day forward, the house was filled with peace, love, and respect. The son reminded his daughters, "Remember, honoring your grandmother is like honoring your own mother. Whoever dishonors their mother will never find peace in this world or the next." The grandmother spent the rest of her life with dignity and tranquility. And everyone learned one lesson: a mother's respect is above everything, and whoever oppresses their mother will never have a good end. Friends, if you like the video, please share it and subscribe to the channel.